In this recording, I wanted to let everyone know that it's highly likely that I'm going to sort of switch over to like a more spiritual vlog sort of thing. Like I'm going to focus more on spirituality than the actual operation. I have good reasons for wanting to do this. I'm going to try to explain my reasoning as best I can. So, first off, the game stalkers seem like they're perfectly fine being recorded. At times, they actually show up right when I started vlogging as if they want me to record them. So they have a reason for wanting to be on the camera, and I don't know what the reason is, but whatever the reason is, it's bad. Like I know that, so I feel like that's all I really need to know. I don't have to, know exactly why. I just have to know that that's what they want. If that's what they want, there's a bad reason for it. That's all I need to know. So the reason why I haven't been recording gang stalking videos is because I think they want me to, and I don't know why they want me to, but it seems like they want me to, and I don't have to know why. I don't have to know why. All I need to know is that it's what they want. Therefore, it's bad. That's all I need to know. But if you really think about it, nothing positive has come out of these recordings, if I'm to be honest. And the only thing that has come out of that is just negativity, if you really think about it. Like, I actually had to think about it for a second. Now, when I made this channel, I wanted to, reveal what was actually happening around me, because people were saying that it wasn't actually happening, and I wanted to kind of prove to everybody that it was happening, and also wanted to make it so that other victims of this operation had evidence to back their claims up. So let's assume that you guys are targeted, and people would tell you that there's no such thing as targeted people or gang stalking. They would try to sell you that lie. So, and if you couldn't make videos of your own, you would have no proof. And if you had no proof, then people could easily dismiss your claims. They'd say, "Oh, this guy's crazy. He's not in the real world. Nothing is happening." I know this because they did this to me. So by providing everyone with evidence, it's no longer a question of if it's happening. The question is why. So that in that aspect of things, this channel made sense. But I also started thinking about it from a different angle. So if we're dealing with something spiritual, which I'm pretty sure we are, then my efforts were completely meaningless because we're dealing with something spiritual. Like, yeah, I could prove gang stalking existed, but why does that even matter? So what? Because it's not going to change things, obviously. And that's something that I've learned. It doesn't change things. So I don't really believe that a lot of people were saved or helped by what I've done. I hope that people were helped by it. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I just don't know. Like, I wonder how effective this channel actually was. And if you wouldn't really need me, like if you're embattled in a spiritual war, you don't really need me to post videos in order to come out of it. It's kind of how I'm thinking right now. Like, if it's a spiritual war, you don't like my videos. I don't know how effective my videos would actually be. You either believe in and accept God because He's your creator. You either do that or you don't. And I don't really think that me exposing gang stalking is going to have a whole lot of effect on whether you decide you want to accept your creator or reject your creator. With that said, it seemed like the right thing to do at that moment, so I did it. But at this point, I don't really see how it's going to help anybody, and I kind of feel like it just encourages me to play the gang stalkers game their way. Because you notice, like, in the videos, when I interact with them, it's always me basically cursing them because of what they're doing and me just really hating everything that they do. So I go through this thing where I'm so pissed off that I have to put up with them. and it brings negativity into the world on some level. Like they're terrorizing me, and I'm just like responding to it. And I don't know, it probably isn't a good idea to respond to people who are like that. And it's kind of the same concept that you have when you deal with trolls online. Like, you don't want to feed the troll, you don't want to respond to the troll. So I was like, well, there's no logical reason for me to respond to these people, especially if they want me to. And if they want me to, I shouldn't. That's like the point. So the reason why I don't make gang stalking videos anymore is because if I make a video of the gang stalkers, I'm responding to them. And it's never a good idea to respond to trolls. It's just, that's the rule. Okay, so like, I don't have a reason to outside of making videos. So like, if I'm not making videos, I can easily ignore them. And I think I talked about this in the past, and that's in my best interest. Like, the gang stalkers have already asserted way too much control over my life. And now, with me making videos, they have another avenue that they can go down in order to sort of assert some sort of control over my life. So it's not just like the financial elements and the dirty cops and like the corruption and all that stuff. Now, they can make it so that I'm paying attention to them when I'm doing my regular day-to-day routine. Like, I have to stop what I'm doing and start recording. I don't like that. I just really don't like that. So I'm like, well, I've reached 110, I think it's like 110 videos. If 110 videos doesn't convince people that this is real, I don't think that 20 or 30 more would actually matter. And at this point, the only thing I'm doing is paying attention to the stalkers, which is what they want because they like attention. And I was like, I don't really want to pay attention to them, honestly. I don't like that they're involved in my life at all. I just don't like that. So I don't want to abandon, the people on my channel. So instead of us talking about all the terrible things the gang stalkers are doing, maybe we should try to come up with some sort of spiritual solutions or something. So for me, I'm like, well, I'm trying to help the people who are in the situation, because they already know that they're being terrorized. They already know that they're being stalked. I can keep posting videos and showing people what they already know, or I could come up with ways of helping the people. So I wanted to focus more on helping people, not exposing what's already been exposed. It's already been exposed. There's nothing left for me to expose. The cops are dirty. The people out here are terrorizing me. That there's corruption everywhere. I mean, all this stuff. Like, I'm not showing you anything that you don't already know. So I want to focus more on spiritual stuff, because I think that spirituality is the root of the problem. So we got to address the root of the problem. We shouldn't focus on the symptoms. We should focus on curing the actual disease, not the symptoms of the disease. Gang stalking is a symptom of a disease, and we should focus on curing the disease, or at least giving ourselves relief from it, instead of just talking about all these terrible symptoms. So with that said, I wanted to focus on stuff that actually helps people and perhaps even guides them through this darkness. That's why I've been focusing on like spirituality and stuff like that, because it's my belief that we're dealing with some sort of spiritual warfare or something along those lines. Also, I have to reel in my responses because, like I said, I think I talked about this in an earlier recording. I don't really, I feel like, with my belief system being what it is especially, and my nature being what it is, I feel like the gang stalkers are forcing me to act outside of my nature at times, and I don't like that. So I don't want to go through life just cursing the people that I live around all day long. And I feel like every time I deal with gang stalkers, I'm just more upset over the fact that I live here and these people are messing with me all the time. And I think what I'm saying is that it brings out the worst in you, and that's not good. Like, it's like interacting with the gang stalkers reminds me of like the worst stuff that has happened in my life, like all the bad in my life. and they constantly, they constantly force me to acknowledge all these bad things about life, and I just don't want to focus on that all day long. So like if I was doing recordings, or if I planned to record Gang Stalkers, I would probably be in a position where I'd at least be thinking about recording them, or actually recording them all day. Like, like now, like, 2 hours from now, and this evening, and tonight, it would just be like this cycle of them doing all these rotten things to me, and me kind of trying to expose it and all that stuff. Like, I am not going to be that person who's doing that. I have no reason to do it. The gang stalking doesn't even bother me anymore. I can just easily ignore it. And the only reason I'd have to do it is to make recordings, and I felt like I've already done my part, and it just doesn't seem like I need to really do that anymore, because I've already done it and they've been exposed. What else is there? So I may not, I want to cater to both the spiritual crowd on my channel and the people who aren't spiritual, and I'm trying to come up with content for both of you guys that you would find enjoyable, if nothing else, hopefully helpful. Maybe if not helpful, then enjoyable. Maybe you'll just enjoy it. I want it to be helpful. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're not spiritual, I'm going to have a harder time catering to you, to be honest, because the way I see it is that this is a spiritual war. I mean, I can't see it any other way, really. I mean, with my belief system especially, I'm going to see this as spiritual completely. I will try to come up with content for all of you, including the non-believers, but it's going to be tricky. But like I said, there might be a rare situation in which I actually record them. So I'm not going to completely give up on gang stalking videos. But I'm not going to record probably 90% of what they do. I'm just not going to bother, because it's not worth my attention. It's just not. I mean, unless they do something really extreme, then yeah. I mean, but like I said, this channel has to evolve. I can't make my life about recording the criminal element around me. I can't make my life about that. So I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. And until my next video, peace, everybody.